Hello, welcome to Laura's Painted Minis. I am Laura, and we're gonna work on more scatter terrain. Got this round table and 4 chairs to go with it. I got slightly sidetracked from actually painting the bench, but I decided to still go ahead and just work on the tables and chairs. I'm just kind of touching up some areas right now of where I missed on the base coat. Let's see. But a friend of mine printed out some tokens that I'll use for like inspiration for my players. I looked at lots of different like designs specifically for like inspiration tokens, and I just really was not excited about pretty much all of them. Like I liked parts of some of the designs, but not all of it. When it came down to it, I just wanted something that looked really cool. So then I just started kind of looking at like coin designs in general. Let's see. And I found kind of a cool medieval kind of English coin token of sorts, basically. And you print it in gold for me, and so then I'm just kind of putting a wash on them just to kind of provide some contrast, age them a little bit. How are you all doing? Any fun painting projects you got going on? Okay. Here is tokens. And I'm just putting putting a wash is kind of using a wash to kind of line around, so to speak, but like flooding the areas around them. So I tested out just the typical completely cover it kind of everything wash. I didn't like it as much. I like this a lot better. So yeah. And then I just kind of went around and dabbed a bit on the sides too, just to get a little bit, make it look aged. That's how it looked, just printing out. So that'll be fun. I've only got 4 players, but I had them do 6 because then, like, I'll especially once I start kind of getting used to just actually giving out inspiration, I'll probably do that for my one shots as well. So these other terrain pieces I'm painting today were from the Reaper Bone 6 um, tavern set. I think they called it Tales of the Griffin, the Green Griffin. It's definitely a lot more enjoyable to paint than the other brand that I was doing. Anybody got any good fun plans for this weekend? It'll be my birthday, so got family coming to visit and take myself and the family out to eat. And of course, we'll go to our church's Good Friday and Easter services. Already got one birthday gift, essentially. A gift certificate for a place I've been looking at for like my perennial garden. So got some plants ordered, and those will come basically when it's the proper time to plant them. So it'll be a little while. I'll get some that are actual more like plant cuttings, so like little baby plants. I call them baby plants. Pretty much what they are. So some chrysanthemums. Those will come like sometime within the next month. And I'm not sure how quickly they mature. Hopefully, it would be nice if they fully mature and flower this year. There is technically another plant that's already in the flower bed that was from a different company that I just wasn't very impressed on the communication. And I also didn't realize that there was a big mole problem in the area, so most of those did not survive. I got one that survived, and I had 5 to start with. So that was a bummer. And this one didn't flower at all last year. It was green and definitely growing, but did not have any flowers on it. But I kind of feel like that might just because of where it was. It's a type of painted daisy, so they usually need a decent amount of sunlight, like direct sun. A lot of daisy types, even daisy mums, which are still chrysanthemums, but they look like daisies. Which I think that's kind of what the ones I got were, maybe. I looked at a few different chrysanthemums, so I'd have to double check. I know they're like a dark red, or will be. And I'll have some, the other plants will come this fall because they're bulbs. And I mean, bulbs in general usually are planting in the fall, but these also are like spring blooming. One will be kind of like early spring-ish, and the other one is like late spring to early summer, actually. It's daffodils and alliums. Both of those are supposed to be kind of resistant or even a repellent to moles and other burrowing types, including rabbits, which is also a big problem in our area. Since this is a mobile home park, most of us do not have a basement, unless most of us have sheds and porches. Which means there are places for rabbits and the like to burrow underneath and create little homes of their own. I almost got like edging slash fencing for that reason, instead of just like, I settled on just edging because then I was doing research and it's like, okay, you can buy some stuff to apply to the dirt, soil, flower bed to help repel and deter them from viewing your flower bed as a source of food. It's specifically a repellent, so it's not like it's gonna kill them. It's just gonna it puts off like a natural smell, so that they don't even want to come to your flower bed for food. So then also the alliums for sure also do that just naturally. And I want to say also that daffodils are also not at the very least, not a choice of food for whatever reason, for like rabbits and moles and alike. It does seem like whatever repels moles is probably also going to repel rabbits, or vice versa. So hopefully that works, which means I do need to actually apply the repellent stuff to the ground, because I'll be getting plants. The chrysanthemums will come before the alliums and stuff. I don't know much about chrysanthemums. I didn't look that much into them. If rabbits and the like will try and eat them or not. This should go a lot better than my first try around with plants and stuff. Because I also had a few bushes that I had ordered too. This is from except these were from the company that I am ordering from again, because their communication was great. It was just my poor choice of plant and not doing enough research, as well as knowing the conditions that occur with our lot, basically. It should have clued me into the fact that we are technically on a floodplain. But yeah, I poorly chose some bushes that are not great for super moist soils. They're drought resistant, so there's that. When we don't get rain, it certainly is very dry. But when we do get rain, it is like a swamp in our front yard, specifically. Our neighbors are definitely worse. Their like whole yards get flooded pretty much. I don't know why ours doesn't, but I'm glad it doesn't. Like I can look over and there's like the last house. Oh, and when it's pouring, it's like basically the only place for water to go from the ditch is right into our neighbor's yard slash driveway. So I just see like this little creek coming out from the other side of their house. I'm only going to go up one more. I'm not going all the way up to the highlight since it's under the table. It's going to be in shadow. But I will do one more highlight through. I need to mix up the paint again. To be honest, I probably could have like contacted customer service of the place about the bushes that so they ended up rotting basically because they don't do well in swamps basically. And I did contact them just to ask like how do I know like if there is a way to tell if it had rotted or not, which they then offered of like they offered to kind of do something. I don't remember what it was. So I kind of was just like, well, it's kind of more of my fault, really. If it did rot, I really do don't think it. I really do think it was just bad choice on my part. But you know, it's nice of them to still do something or want to try and do something. There we are. Table is done. Now we can get these chairs. They're so small, I have to kind of think strategically how I'm painting these. I'm not just like rubbing fresh paint off. So I'm planning on finishing up those barbarians this weekend. I'm really close. I got a pretty good amount done, even since the Monday's stream on the basing. So I just have a list still of some things to kind of touch up a bit, but I think it is doable to get them done. Before Monday. Or at least they'll be mostly done, so there won't be much to do for on those. So probably have a new mini basically for Monday. A lot of my other players have contacted me so far with mini for me to paint for their character. So I will probably go back to doing a paint to sell mini, unless someone contacts me for a commission, because then I would work on a commission. That's why I was working on players mini. So I kind of treat it a little bit like it's a commission, even though I'm not actually paid. So that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing on the Monday stream. I still got can't see past the dragon. I think there's still one more mini left from that was in that sample pack from Archon, Dungeons and Lasers. It came with like their encounters crowdfunder. But it was a sample pack to kind of sneak peek into what was then the next crowdfunder, just the Dew Slayer setting, world setting. Which I didn't really have an interest in. It's just like, okay. Unless I'm not like as interested in miniature companies that then start making specific minis to go with like a home brew world that look, especially when those minis just look really weird. And so it's kind of hard to use them for anything else. I'm still buying from them because beyond that Kickstarter, everything else they have is very much totally usable for other things. I ended up not backing their Port Haven Kickstarter. And unfortunately, I didn't win the contest. Other people definitely went a lot more all out on their posts to enter into the contest. I mean, at first, I honestly didn't know what I would post, and I usually don't win contests, so I kind of just wasn't going to. But I've been playing Dragon Age, and so then I had an idea from that. But it took very little time to actually make the post, so there are other people who clearly spent a lot more time, and they are the ones who won. I'll treat the back. Well, I was saying I'm gonna treat the back of the chair like the bottom of the table, but like in all honesty, this is like I'm going to set them up around the table. So actually, I do need to just paint the back pretty much like all the other sides. Okay, we got one chair and ready to go at the table. Just 3 more to go. Plus the bench. That goes with that longer rectangular table. Yeah, so here's kind of how the basing turned out. I may take kind of a highlight color and just highlight some parts here still, but I kind of like how it turned out. I tried to get a little bit of this teal into the grass so that wasn't clashing quite so much. And there's the other one. So yeah, there's still some areas I need to touch up because there's some spots on the skin. And then I think I want to get the highlights on the black in general brought up more. And then I had done the handle slightly wrong on this one. So I initially kind of blocked it as part of the thumb, which once I actually was touching up the thumb, it just looked, I was like, that looks like a very long thumb. So then I looked closer and I was like, oh, that's part of the hilt. So I'll have to repaint that. And I think in general I want to touch up a lot of the gold, especially on this one. Kind of rushed this one a bit. It's not quite as finesse. It also is not sculpted, in my opinion, anywhere near as crisp as this one. So there's a lot more of a sense of freehand having to be involved with this one, like where the lines are and everything. They're not very crisp, so I kind of doing so it's kind of involving a little bit of freehand. And it's also smaller too. So yeah. But I hope you guys have a fun weekend. Get some fun Easter gifts if you guys do that for your Easter, and eat some yummy food, spend time with family, or just relax. So get some painting in. Till then, I will see y'all Monday. It's gonna be like I said, it's gonna be from that sample pack. Oh, and I'm gonna have to re-glue him to his base, but it's kind of like a hog warrior of sorts. So it'll be interesting. I probably will kind of look at some warthog colorings, and that will probably be what I do for like the skin color. But yeah, stands. He's pretty bent over when he actually stands. So it's hard to tell. Here, I guess I could put him on. So like, it'd be like that, which is probably why he's already broken off of his base, because he's only got that to as a point of connection to the base. But yeah, that's what we'll get started on. I need to prime it because it is not a Reaper Mini. It's made from some other kind of plastic that I pretty much just have to use brown liner is what I've found to actually get it to take paint as far as paint adhering to it. And this one I had a lot of hard time figuring out where this guy goes. I get the feeling maybe I should have done that before maybe gluing some other stuff, but I mean, I don't know. It was a little awkward, and that is a thing. You know, if their stuff is, they're not afraid to do things in multiple pieces, but that also means if things aren't printed right, then it's gonna be a little wonky, and sometimes things also need to be like glued together in a specific order. And yeah. But anyway, that's it for today. I need to sign off. And I hope you have a good weekend, and I will see you Monday.